Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Funds Economics, this time with the question, what is actually the CSSF? And the institution hiding behind this abbreviation is called in French, please forgive me my French, I have no idea how to pronounce French words generally, Commission de surveillance du secteur financier. Well, it's a Luxembourgish institution. Sure, that's great if you do understand French and if you actually can also pronounce it. If not, then it is still a guessing game, I guess. So, but let me help you out. In case you do come from the US, you may be aware of the SEC. Yeah, that is the Securities and Exchange Commission, probably, hopefully. In case you are from France, you may be aware of the AMF. In the UK, you do know usually about the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority. In case you do come from Germany, you do know about the BaFin or BaFin, which is the Federal Financial Supervisory Authority. And from Switzerland, you do know the FINMA, which is the Swiss Financial Market Supervisory Authority. Fancy names. If you do come from other parts of the world, then I'm very sorry that I'm not able providing you a good comparison. But I think you should know about these institutions, of one of them at least. So what are all these institutions doing? Right, they are about financial regulation within the borders of their belonging nation, of course. Certainly, the CSSF was not existing, of course, since ever. No, it came into existence in 1998 when the CSSF took over the duties of the former Commissariat aux Bourses, please, and the IML. I did not even read it in French because I just say the abbreviation IML, which became the Banque Centrale du Luxembourg. Yeah? Should I have to learn French? If you do want to know about the so-called BCL, that is this very Banque Centrale du Luxembourg, you can just click here or just check it in the description of the video. So, what are the responsibilities of the CSSF, finally? Well, similar to the EGSEC, yes. First of all, supervision. Supervision, meaning promotion of considered and prudent business policies or policy, protecting of the financial stability, monitoring organizational and internal control systems, strengthening the quality of risk measurement and risk management, but also that includes risk measurement. Besides, the CSSF is the public auditor oversight. So that was number one. Now number two, public auditor oversight. Thereby the CSSF is responsible that typically Karen, for example, is not able to call herself an independent auditor, since they are actually the ones who approve registration and statutory of auditors and audit firms. So another main task the CSSF is involved in is investor protection. Thereby it is meant that the CSSF is responsible for guaranteeing, for example, MiFID II, yeah, which is one of EU's regulations concerning investor protection. And if you do want to know about MiFID, actually MiFID II, then check out the video description below. In case, for example, of the fund LCP1 SICAV, Luxembourg Fund Partners Fund, that's the long version, which sub-fund, particularly the hedge fund Columna Commodities, collapsed in 2016, then was bought by Alter Domus, actually after the collapse, from 400 million euros to actually 20 million euros, effective in November 2021. It's quite a big loss. ESMA, at that time, was looking into that query. If you want to know about ESMA, description. LFP1 then sued the CSSF in December 2020 for almost 100 million euros for gross negligence. But of course the CSSF has their own take on it. So all that said, the CSSF's job is as a third point to protect investors. Last but not least, the CSSF is as well engaged in AML and CTF, meaning anti-money laundering and countering financing of terrorism. And in this case, if one has a look into the Panama Papers, Claude Marx, who is currently, he's currently still the director of the CSSF, the Director General, is having a key involvement in over 100 offshore companies while he was working for HSBC prior to his position there at the CSSF, while he was saying back then that HSBC never engaged in offshore activities. So we do see Mr. Claude Marx seems to be the perfect candidate for leading a financial supervision institution. Actually find the link to the articles and sources in the description as well. Actually, after that, the next point, currently Mr. Claude Marx is the Director General of the Executive Board, effective, of course, only until now. And now it is August 2023. If you're watching this in 2028, it might be someone else. In case you are a fund admin or a fund accountant, for example, or analyst, you will get to know the CSSF mostly by the U11 report or by the O4 report, which is a reporting format from the CSSF that you may send via a service provider like FundSquare to the CSSF, and they will get back to you with several errors. Yeah, you may have done, and sometimes they even come up with errors from years ago. For example, funds data from 2018, let it be 18, let it be 16, 20, so some years ago, which were not administered by your employer back then, since the fund was only onboarding, let's say 2022. That is then a fun thing to access this data, or to somehow find out what was going on back then. I hope, in short, it is clear what the CSSF is and what their main objectives are. In case you do have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe in case the video was useful to you. It was useful to you. It always makes me happy when someone is giving me actually any feedback, even if it's bad. So thanks again for watching, and have a good day.